And welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the third baseman episode. Yes, the three greatest third basemen in baseball history. So let's get this kicked off with Drew. Who is your number 3 third baseman of all time?
Well, my number 3 is Nolan Arenado.
Okay then.
I did consider Arenado. He didn't make my list, but I did consider him in the future, maybe.
Definitely in the future, but right now he's 7-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glove, 4-time Silver Slugger. He has 5 Platinum Gloves. For his career, he's batting .289, 294 home runs, and then 1,400 hits, which obviously he's still playing, and he can rack on the totals. But for already being in the league, and he's already got 9 Gold Gloves and 4 Silver Sluggers, I don't know.
I mean, as far as fielding goes, Nolan Arenado has been an elite fielder his whole career. He's a great third baseman.
I think he's on the trajectory to be an all-time great third baseman easily. So, I mean, I don't think he's a bad pick. He's just kind of more of a wait and see. Baseball's so much about career totals. Like, I didn't really give a shit about career totals in basketball, but it's really like in baseball, that's like all anyone cares about is career totals.
Like, if you told me, like, honestly, like, obviously he's not retired, so like you said, he's gonna be able to add on unless something horrific happens. But if you told me you put a guy on your list of 1,400 hits, I'd laugh at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If his career was over, yeah,
I'd be like, 1,400 hits. What are you talking about?
But like his prime, like some of the years he's had, is right on par with some of the guys we're going to talk about.
But
he's had a couple 40 home run seasons,
and like some crazy RBI seasons while winning all these Gold Gloves. So
he's had 340 home run seasons. But like, it'll be interesting to see what he does because, like writers hold Coors against people. Like, a lot of Rockies don't make the Hall. I thought Larry Walker was a shoo-in. They're like, pump the brakes on that. Larry Walker doesn't deserve to be in. And they're like, Coors is held against guys.
Did Todd Helton ever get in?
I don't think Todd Helton got in. I don't think he got close.
Really?
Well, it helps now. At least he's out. He's not like a Rocky his full career.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, obviously he's in St. Louis
to prove that he can still hit outside of.
Yeah.
Didn't he put up great stats last year with you all?
He did. Yeah. And he's doing well this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't. Yeah. Plus, his main while he's an amazing offensive player, his main thing's defense anyway.
Yeah,
So
there's plays of him like really on his knees, and he'll just toss it, and he'll no hops, and he'll still get it there.
Oh, he's got a cannon. Yeah, he has a big arm.
And I mean, it also helps that he's got a Gold Glove first baseman over there, so if he does throw it a little off, Goldschmidt can get it up. But still, he's got a cannon over there at third.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my wild card pick for third baseman.
Well, I will say, Drew, I didn't see it coming, but I do like Arenado. I don't have anything bad to say about him. All right. Well, I assume nobody else had Arenado?
Yeah.
All right. Wade, you're number 3, buddy?
Well, I debated a lot between 2 or 3 guys in this last spot.
As did I.
But I decided to go in an interesting direction. I went with maybe the greatest fielder ever in Brooks Robinson.
That's my number 3 as well.
16 Gold Gloves.
Yeah. He's mine number 2.
He is pretty much Arenado before Arenado at third base, defensively.
Yeah.
And while being a very good hitter, just a little under 3,000 hits, he had 2,848, 268 home runs, over 1,350 RBIs. Batting average only 267, but overall, a very productive hitter, while one of the greatest fielders to ever step on a baseball field.
Got an MVP.
Yeah.
And 2 World Series, including one that he was the MVP of the World Series.
Yeah.
He, like Wade said, I mean, you can't really argue with his defense. I mean, that's what, obviously I didn't watch him play because he played a long time ago, but, you know, you spend any time around older baseball fans that talk about how amazing he was to playing third base.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Just a great fielder.
16 Gold Gloves.
Is that one of his nicknames, the human vacuum or something like that?
Probably. I don't know. But
I don't have any nicknames on here. Oh, here we go. The human vacuum cleaner and Mr. Impossible. They moved it. It's the bottom instead of the top.
Oh. Yeah,
no, go ahead.
I was like, normally at the top of the list, that's the first thing that lists is their nicknames.
Yeah, but this is the very bottom this time for some reason.
I debated pretty hard, mainly with him and one other guy. There was a kind of a third guy I kind of considered throwing in there just for fun, but really him and one other guy. I won't say his name yet because he might pop up, but the other guy was more of a big offensive guy, nowhere near his defense. He was the transcendent defensive player that was, good on offense, but nowhere near as good on offense as the other guy. I just went with the defense over the offense.
Well, we're going to talk about another transcendent defensive third baseman here shortly, too.
Yeah.
But I did not go with Robinson, although I did consider him heavily. His defense, like I said, is something you really can't argue with. I just, his offense was a little lacking compared to the rest of my guys, and that's why I eventually went with some of them. Anybody else go with Robinson?
Yeah, he was my number 3.
You 3?
My number 2.
You number 2. Ray, you didn't?
No.
Okay, so me and Ray left him off. Gotcha. All right, so who has the 3 left?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Went back and forth with this person and Wade Boggs, and I ended up picking this person, Chipper Jones.
He's also my number 3.
He's the person I debated with Brooks Robinson.
Yeah, I thought about Chipper
thought
as
about
well.
Chipper. I like Chipper.
Yeah,
No,
I do too.
That's the guy I was talking about earlier when I said my number 3 is somebody I debated hard, but I really, really like the guy I put at number 3.
Yeah.
I mean, MVP, World Series champion. I mean, pretty much a cornerstone besides the pitching of those championship Braves teams.
Mm-hmm.
2,726 hits, 468 home runs, and a batting average of 303. So, I mean, pretty solid career for a guy that really kind of didn't really have to do a whole lot because of the pitching, but, I mean, still threw up pretty solid stats for that team.
Say if he wouldn't run into the Derek Jeter Yankees, he probably would have more than one World Series.
Yeah, that's probably true, too. And he got very close to the 3,500 marks. Like both of them. He didn't get to either one of them, but he got close to both of them.
He was just a great all-around hitter.
Yeah.
He was a very good hitter.
Yeah.
He's got over 400 on base percentage. He's got a 530 slug. 930 OPS. Like really good. He was actually a really good fielder. He doesn't have any Gold Gloves, but he actually came up as a shortstop, and then they moved him to third because he was getting big. But he was a very good glove guy. I really like Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones is one of my all-time favorite players. Just growing up watching him, I really liked him. I think he at times during his career would get overshadowed by guys that I didn't think were as good as him. I think for the beginning of his career, he was overshadowed by Cal Ripken, and Cal Ripken was a shell of himself by that point.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody loved Cal.
It was just because it was Cal.
Baseball's bad about that. People tend to hang on, and
Yes.
they still give them awards and stuff when they're past it.
You're like,
Yeah.
you're like, it's Jeter. We have to give him the Gold Glove. No, you don't.
And he was like the worst defensive
Yeah,
shortstop.
Jeter
in the
wasn't a
league.
Gold Glover when he was young. He definitely wasn't a
No.
Gold Glover when he was old.
But they gave him like fucking 5 of them.
Yeah.
like it's really something like that. Like anyway, we can say that for the shortstop episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't have to talk about it.
But he also was if we were talking about the Mount Rushmore of the Braves, I think Chipper has a really good shot of making that. He's a career Brave. He's, Hall of Famer, all-time third baseman guy. Thank you. 6'4", 210. That's a
Yeah, I thought he was a big guy.
A little bit bigger than the guys that we talked about last week at second base.
yeah. Can you imagine him trying 6'4", 210, trying to play short?
Yeah, that'd be tough.
We talked about Cal Ripken. Cal Ripken was 6'4" and played short. Cal Ripken was big boy.
Well, I mean, A-Rod's pretty big too. I don't know how
Exactly.
tall he
A-Rod.
is. A-Rod's pretty big. But yeah, so there's that. All right, you got anything else to add about old Chipper there, Ray?
No, I think that's about it.
All right, and was Ray and I the only two with Chipper?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who has a number 2 left?
I do.
Everybody?
Drew.
Drew?
No, I don't.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Who was your number 2?
Brooks.
Oh, Brooks Robinson. Okay,
Okay.
gotcha. So Wade, you got number 2.
do. My number 2 is George Brett.
So is mine.
So
That's
is
my
mine.
number 2 as
Yeah.
well.
All right, George Brett.
I thought 1 and 2 were, well, for me, 1 and 2 were really quick. It was the third one that really gave me a hard time.
Me too.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I was the same way.
1 and 2 went down, boom, boom,
Yep.
and I was like, I'll compare them just to make sure I'm not wrong. But they were the
Yeah.
first 2 guys to come to mind.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in the 3,000 hit club, career average over 300, over 300 home runs, 1,600 RBIs. When you think of the Royals, you think George Brett first and
yeah.
foremost, all day, every day.
I think of him running out of the dugout. Look, he's going to
Yeah,
kill the
it's just
umpire.
what I was
That's what I
thinking,
think
yeah.
The
of.
Pine Tar thing?
Yeah, the Pine Tar
Yeah.
incident.
I mean, yeah, he's crazy. 13-time All-Star, MVP, multiple Silver Sluggers, got a Gold Glove. I mean,
3 batting titles.
he's just
Yeah.
nuts. He's nuts.
This is the real difference maker for me. A guy with 3,000 hits, but also has over 300 home runs.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
3,000 hit guys a lot of times end up with like 80 home runs, 110 home runs.
Yeah.
You know, like
Wade Boggs.
Wade Boggs, Tony Gwynn, Rod Carew. You know, all those guys don't have very many home runs at all.
Yeah, because I considered Wade Boggs. One of the reasons my name is Wade is because of Wade Boggs.
You are named after Wade Boggs. That is
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
But yeah, Boggs has 3,000 hits and 118 home runs.
Yeah.
So, but he does have a career batting average of 328 and an on-base percentage over 400. But
Well, Wade Boggs is a beast. He's definitely a guy I considered.
Oh yeah, me too.
Um,
he was the
Good
one
hitter.
with Chipper that I kind of thought about for a minute,
Mhm.
but I didn't do it. Obviously.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of great players we're not talking about, but go ahead. I'm going on a rampage here.
So did everybody but Drew have Brett? Is that what we just said?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
All right. Does anybody else have anything to add on George Brett?
He's the closest to hitting 400 probably in the modern era. In 1980, he hit 390, I believe. Because that was a pretty exciting year. I remember
did.
all year long they talked about, can he do it? Can he get to 400 and stuff? So
What did Gwynn end up with the year he tried? He tried to hit 400 one year too, and he ended up
Yeah.
with a really high batting average.
I don't think it was as high as Brett's, though. But you're right. It was way up there.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Gwynn was a great hitter.
Yeah, he was. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to do a lot of talking about him when we get to the outfield because the outfield is so loaded with talent. But Tony
Yeah.
Gwynn was a very
And
great
he
baseball
was a
player.
good hitter.
He's in the side of the field that's the hardest.
Yeah,
We're like him and Ichiro are maybe the 8th and 9th best right fielders ever.
yeah.
Man, the outfield is going to be brutal.
It's like right field is so ridiculous that I don't even want to do it. It's just- I looked up the ESPN list and like 8, 9, and 10 were Ichiro, Tony Gwynn, and Dave Winfield. I was like, sweet
Yeah.
Jesus.
3 first ballot Hall of Famers. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, does anybody have a 2 left?
Nope.
No.
Yep.
So am I safe to assume that we all have the same number 1?
I would hope so.
Nobody said Mike Schmidt.
Mike Schmidt.
Mike Schmidt.
And Mike Smith is my number 1, yes.
Ray, you got Schmidt?
Yeah.
All right.
So unanimous.
I mean, the home runs and the gold gloves, they're just really in.
They do indeed.
Really in.
Well, here's the thing. I read something earlier today that I thought was interesting because they were arguing about who the greatest third baseman of all time was, and one guy was like, "Well, it's clearly Mike Schmidt," and they're like, "Hey, his career batting average is 367. How could he be the greatest?" And he's like, "Well, I'll put it to you this way: if Mike Schmidt hit 300, we'd be talking about him being the greatest baseball player of all time, not the greatest third baseman of all time, because he did everything else at an elite level."
Yeah, he was
The
good.
man's got 3 MVPs.
6.
World Series MVP.
Yep.
12 All-Stars, 6 Silver Sluggers, 10 Gold Gloves. I mean, just amazing.
Yeah, and you hit
Or
pretty
if-
much 550 home runs.
Yeah.
So you're one of the greatest power hitters ever, on top of maybe being the greatest probably second greatest defensive third baseman ever. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Didn't he lead the league in home runs some crazy amount? I thought I read somewhere where like he led the league in home runs like it was
Eight times.
like. See, that blows my mind. Like he obviously has a ton of home runs, but I would think like 8 times. Like, what are his totals some of those years? Is he leading the league with like 38 home runs or something?
Yeah, 36, 38, 38, 48, 31, 40, 36, 37.
What the hell happened?
Well, we're talking about the 70s.
Right.
And that you remember, you wouldn't remember, but I mean maybe you've seen it. It was like 1971. They lowered the mount, or they oh damn it, I'm confusing myself. But one of those years, they did something with the mound,
Right.
and Yaz won the batting title with a 301 batting average. Like the entire league quit hitting
Yeah.
because nobody could hit the pitchers because they put the mound back. That's what they did. They put the mound back up for
Right. Yeah. They
for
dropped it for a while, and then they put it back. Yeah.
yeah, that's what it was. So we went through a period of time where hitting was down because
They're trying to adjust.
pitching was dominant. Pitching was just flat down. Like I said, Yaz won a batting title at like 301. He was the only player in Major League Baseball at 300 that year. You know, like it's crazy.
So the mound used to be flat, is what you're saying?
No.
Over the years, they've changed the height of it. There's always been a mound, but it's been lower and higher.
It's actually
times.
6 inches lower now than it used to be.
Yeah.
They've really taken it away from the pitchers.
Huh.
So,
Okay.
By the way, I didn't. I have something on George Brett over here that I didn't say. We're on Brett, so I just wanted to say that. George Brett is one of 4 players in baseball history to have 3,000 hits, 300 home runs, and bat 300 for his career. So impressive indeed. Yeah. So we only have 5 guys. And one of them was unanimous. So we're looking at 4 guys for 2 spots. The 5 guys, so everybody can remember, are Nolan Arenado, Brooks Robinson, Chipper Jones, George Brett, and Mike Schmidt. And Mike Schmidt is on the list.
well, didn't 4 of us have George Brett?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Drew, can
Yeah.
we maybe talk to you about adding George?
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to talk about Nolan.
Okay.
Oh, I'm more than happy to talk about Nolan.
So is that you giving up, Nolan?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Okay, cool.
So you'll switch to George with us, and so now we've got
Yep.
2.
Yep, that's
Oh,
fine.
So now we're looking in for our last spot with Brooks Robinson and Chipper Jones.
3 against 2, eh?
Mm-hmm. Defense first off.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. 16 Gold Gloves against one of the greatest all around. Oh,
Ooh, that was a brutal hit.
don't say what we're doing.
No, that's funny.
I knew it. So Chipper,
Yeah.
likable guy.
I'm really not even.
All I'm saying is Chipper's got a higher WAR.
We went all the second base episode. We didn't say war once. We're not bringing it back.
What are the wars?
Brooks is 78 and Chipper's is 85.
Well, that's a shoe-in right there. Episode over, right?
Oh man.
Can't believe you just brought up a war.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure over the course of anything we've talked baseball since the beginning of this podcast, I've railed against war on most episodes.
Yeah. We just hated on it for like the first 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Drew, how solid are you on with Brooke Robinson? You want to come to the other side with Chipper Jones?
I mean, Brooks has. Let me look.
No, we don't have to worry about the stats. You just
Just I was looking at one 16 Gold Gloves to nothing. Like Chipper couldn't have got 1.
he got 2 Silver Sluggers. How many does Brooke have?
I don't know.
He doesn't have any.
Doesn't have
See,
any.
there we go. Now we're titting for tat here.
Well, they both have MVPs
Brooks does have a World Series MVP.
and another ring to go with it.
Well, Chipper has a ring.
Yes.
But Brooks got 2.
Like we said, rings don't mean a whole lot here.
Oh. No,
I think both of them are very deserving because
With-
these are the 2 guys that I went back
Yeah.
and forth. trying to decide who.
I am with you on the ring thing, Alex. Every time I look someone up, I'm like, okay, so what year did this guy win the World Series? I feel like every guy I look up, they have a ring.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but like you can be a really, really great player if you're not surrounded with talent. Like you don't get anywhere in baseball.
If you don't have
Like-
a pitching staff.
Like great quarterbacks in football carry teams, not necessarily to championships all the time, but at least to the playoffs. You know, and one player in basketball can carry you for long periods of time. But if one player in baseball doesn't mean a lot.
No, you can be a good right fielder, but the ball can never get hit to you.
Well, not only that, but like let's just look at Mike Trout. He's played in the playoffs once.
Yeah,
And he has a trajectory of being maybe the greatest player of all time, statistically. I mean, but he can't even make the playoffs.
because his team sucks.
We're talking about some of that. Here's another guy that maybe we probably should have talked about a little bit.
Talk to your mic.
Oh, sorry. 3,300 hits, 234 home runs, 306 average, 7 All-Stars, 4 Silver Sluggers, World Series MVP.
Paul Molitor.
Paul Molitor. There's another one that I thought, man, that's 3,300 hits and a 306, and still over 200 homers. But
Crazy.
the other guys were just stronger.
Paul Molitor was a beast too.
We're not getting anywhere.
No.
This,
Well, what do we usually do in these situations? We take it to the boards.
Well, well, that sucks.
I'm just saying. It's an option.
the good old board. We haven't had to use them yet for baseball. Because we just threw out Luke.
Yeah, we did. We're just like, forget that guy.
Yeah.
And neither one of these guys played for the Yankees, so.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe someone will shock you. Maybe someone will come to your side.
yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. You got options.
Yeah, we're not doing a whole lot here, guys.
We're not.
We're just
No.
sitting here.
No, it's just, it's hard to. I mean, Brooks has more hits, but Chipper has way more home runs and a much higher batting average. And Robinson's got the 16 Gold Gloves. I mean, it's classic great hitter, good defender, good hitter, great defender. You know, I mean, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
they're both great players. They both deserve to be on there. But the two ahead of them, you can't take off.
Right, yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Schmidt and Brett are in their own class, and this third spot is where we gotta figure it out. But,
So Drew, let me make you a deal.
Not this
Oh,
again.
here we go. Raise deals.
You take off your vote for Brooke Robinson, and we can put Chipper on the list.
I don't get anything.
I like this deal.
I thought the deal was great to me.
Your deals are getting worse and worse.
Just tell him he'll owe you for third base. There you go.
By the way, I just look. This just showed up on my screen, so I just want to say it because it's like comparing their careers. I haven't pulled up side by side. Their salary differences.
Oh.
Over the course of Chipper Jones' career, he made $168 million. Over the course of Brooks Robinson's career, he made $800,000.
What?
That's nuts.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, I knew it wouldn't have been much, but only $800,000?
He played like 20 years, didn't he?
23 years.
Oof.
But I mean, he retired in '77. So I mean, like he played in the '50s and the '60s. You know, like
Wow.
I mean, I don't know what his salary was per year, but if you played 23 years to make $800,000, it wasn't.
Wasn't much.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Man.
But I wouldn't have thought Chipper Jones made 168 though.
Yeah. I mean, that seems.
I mean, that was before we were giving out $100 million contracts. You know, like
Yeah.
it wasn't like we were handing out these gigantic
What year did
Number.
Chipper retire?
12.
Oh, yeah, 'cause he's still in MLB The Show, the 12, the old one I have. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I always trade for Chipper when I used to play the show back in the day.
Yeah.
He's a switch hitter, hit for power and average, solid fielder.
But it's just not 16 Gold Gloves.
No, good old road to the show in MLB. I got
Right.
I got a power hitter. I'm a third baseman. Let me tell you my stats from 225 RBIs, 95 home runs, batting .450.
Decent amount of success. Yeah.
You're all right. I might have voted you for Rookie of the Year. I don't know.
All right, we need to come up with a strategy here on how to make this decision. Oh.
There's
What do you want to do, Alex?
Well, I say we say whoever had the most stolen bases wins. Third baseman is not a big stat for them. I think we should do it.
You got their stats pulled up, so I don't
Yes, Chipper would have won that.
yeah, I figured. What is it, like 8 to 9?
150 to 28.
Oh, boy. Maybe we'll just cancel them both out and just put Molitor on.
who?
Wasn't that other guy's name?
Yeah, Paul Molitor.
Paul Molitor.
Oh, if we're canceling out these guys, we're bringing back my pick.
No, I'm all right without it.
Oh. Oh, Lord Almighty.
Well, I really think that I've already proved that my player just, over the course of his career, produced more value because he has a higher WAR.
No. No. Freaking war.
Hmm. Does that mean my win shares argument worked for Alan?
We're past basketball. Right? Let's not talk about that.
Always trying to bring up some shit.
Hmm.
Huh.
Well, we're podcasting really shittily right now.
Yeah, this
yes,
is-
we are.
It's not
Okay.
great.
We gotta come up with something here.
I'm gonna do like a number generator on my phone. Odd numbers, it's Chipper. Even numbers is Brooks.
I don't care.
that's what we're gonna have to come down to at this point. Cause
Sure, why not?
1 through 10, I'll do a number generator. Odd Chipper, even Brooks.
Okay.
I'll do it so Alex can see. Okay, just type Brooks in on Google, not number generator. You can't be doing that.
Getting very creative to get this third spot.
All right, here we go. We ready? 1 through 10. It's 8.
So that's Brooks?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, I guess the computer gets it.
Oh,
Brooks Robinson.
Defense wins.
I guess.
Defense wins championship.
We gotta make this last part entertaining because that last 6-7 minutes really underwhelming.
It was.
All right.
Rough.
All right, so that that concludes our argument over third base.
We pretty much just flipped a coin.
with our
Pretty much.
our three greatest third basemen of all time coming down to Mike Schmidt, George Brett, and Brooks Robinson.
And an honorable mention for Chipper Jones.
Yes.
Yes,
There you
yes,
go.
very much so.
I like Chipper.
Me too. So that will include our baseball portion of this episode and move us into trivia. Drew, are you ready?
Yes. What player? Oh wait, we gotta get the boards.
Slow it down, bruh.
He's in a big hurry.
That's right.
No, I'm just excited about this question. I
He's
don't know.
winning, so he wants to whoop us.
Probably.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know the feeling.
All right, here we go. What player got arrested for throwing an errant throw and hitting a seagull?
He got arrested for
Yes, he was arrested that night. They took him to jail after the game.
Hitting the seagull.
All right.
it? I mean, all I'm picturing in my head, damn, I can't talk, is Randy Johnson blowing up that bird.
I know.
But I don't, like, that wasn't an errant throw. He threw a pitch.
Yeah. I think I remember the incident Drew's talking about, but I don't remember who it was.
Where would you play that has fucking seagulls?
St. Louis.
God.
I think it was Toronto.
Toronto.
I guess it doesn't
I
really
have a
matter
guess.
because you could be a visiting player in this.
That's true too. Yeah.
All right. Who gives a shit?
Hmm.
All right. You got a name down.
Me too.
All right.
Is that everybody?
Mm.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yep. Yep.
All right. I put Bonds.
Okay.
Larry Walker.
Okay.
I put Manny Ramirez.
Okay. Ray.
I put Roger Clemens.
It was a Toronto player. But
No way.
I don't know if it was in Toronto or they playing the Yankees. It's Dave Winfield.
Oh, Winfield. All right.
The Yankee.
Larry Walker used to play for Toronto. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a Toronto. I don't know if it was in Toronto or New York, but the Yankee manager was complaining about that he should go to jail, and they actually took him to jail. They bailed him out the next day, of course, but
He had to stay the night? Yeah. Because of fucking seagulls?
they were complaining because he killed the seagull.
Wow.
Holy cow!
That sucks. For Dave
Imagine
Winfield.
professional
Is
baseball
he a
player.
Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Professional
Yeah.
baseball player, they take you to jail because you don't throw it right and you hit and you kill a seagull.
Seagull should have not been on my field.
Yeah.
Apparently for that guy.
All right. Who would like to go next?
Want to guess a number?
Sure.
Oh, boy.
Let's play.
All right. I started to look at the Red Sox too, since you were the first one to talk, but I was like, I just couldn't do it. All right. Where was I? All right. What number does Juan Soto wear?
I feel like I should know this.
I just saw him in a
like-
Padres uni the other
He's like one of the 5 best players in the league here.
He went
and
cold.
we didn't do an episode on him being traded.
We did not.
He went ice cold ever since he got traded on. So.
Well, he was having the worst year of his career already.
Yeah,
anyway.
he's having a down year, but he's been one of the best players in baseball for quite a few years.
Oh, I should know what number.
I have an answer, by the
I
way.
have no idea, but I'll take a guess.
Oh, yeah. You always have to guess.
Oh yeah.
Especially something like this. It's not like you're like trying to come up with some obscure thing. You're coming up with a number.
Yeah.
All right, I got my number.
I got one.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
I put 5.
21.
I said 0.
16.
You were close, Drew. It's 22.
Oh.
Gosh.
All right. No points there.
Well, shall we just continue on the round of room? I'll go.
Sure.
All right. Best fielding third baseman. This is not error-wise. This is fielding percentage of all time.
Who is it?
Yep. Who is it? Who's number 1?
Do they have to play most of their games at third, or is this just like one appearance at
Well,
third?
no. This is guys that would be legitimate third basemen. I mean, not just play there 1 or 2 games. I mean, played the majority of their career there.
I have an answer.
Okay. You got to guess.
Fielding percentage?
Yep.
Which is like totally taboo in today's baseball to use fielding percentage.
Yeah.
And errors don't matter either.
Today's merely baseball.
Because I got in a big argument last year because they were like, because everybody was talking about, oh, Xander Bogaerts is a terrible fielder. He only covers this much ground. Which, by the way they compute that is completely flawed. Not that I'm saying that he's like this huge, rangy fielder. That's not what I'm trying to say. But they're like, because the way they compute it is, how hard a ball is hit does not go into it.
Oh.
So like,
How can that be?
right, that's what I'm saying. So like, if you don't get to a ball that's this far away from you, no matter how hard it was hit, one could be hit 50 miles an hour, one could be hit 100 miles an hour. You didn't get to that ball, and that guy did. So like, that goes into his range calculation. I'm like, no, that's not how anything
No,
works.
you got to have the speed of the ball
Right.
calculated in there too.
But anyway, they were talking about how much better of a shortstop Tatis was than Bogarts.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm like, but Tatis just led the majors in errors, and he only played like half a season.
Yeah, he hasn't played in like a year.
Yeah, he had like 20-some errors and only played half a season. I was like, you screwing up and costing your team outs still has to count for something.
Well, like next year will be like his 5th year in the league,
He has yet to play a full season.
and when he can't play like the first half of that year either, he's only gonna have played like 230
Dude,
games.
he's like the baseball version of Zion.
Yeah.
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 He hasn't played a whole season. It's like because I went back and listened to some of our old episodes when we talked about him signing that contract. I said back then he hadn't played a whole season. He still hasn't since last time we talked about it. That was like what, a year ago?
Long time
Yeah.
A while ago.
By the way, I saw this the other day. Over the last 3 seasons, Zion and KD have played the same amount of games.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I mean, KD sat out an entire season. and then-
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, do we all have answers, by the
Everybody
way?
got an answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put Beltray.
I put Scott Rowland.
Arenado.
I put Cal Ripken.
Okay. Arenado is number 4 on the list. Brooks Robinson, by the way, is number 6 on the list. Number 1 is Placido Polanco.
I remember.
Really?
He is an amazing fielder.
Honestly, I
He
don't.
played for the Cardinals for a while.
Yeah.
But when the Cardinals, I believe he was the second baseman.
Yeah, he was kind of a utility guy. He
And
played all
then-
over the place.
Then he went, to Philly?
Yeah, I think he was in Philly
And
for
they
a
switched him
while.
to third, and then I think that's where he finished his career. And his fielding percentage was like 991 or 990. I mean, it's way up there.
So we didn't make mistakes,
Gotcha.
pretty much.
Gotcha. All right, Ray, you got one?
Yeah, I do.
Let's do it.
So I guess this is kind of a baseball question.
Kind of a baseball
Kind of.
Okay.
Field of Dreams was nominated for Best Picture in 1990. Which movie won?
I mean, is it a sports movie?
I mean, no, but
Great. Movies that when I wasn't alive. This
I wasn't alive either.
but,
you at least should maybe
What the hell does this got to do with
but
baseball?
Field of Dreams was a sports movie.
but it's not the
And it was
answer.
nominated, Alex. That's the question.
Yeah, it was nominated.
This is worse than my Tyrone question.
This is I'm.
Do you want me to pick another one?
Yeah, this is a horse shit question.
Oh my God.
I am officially.
Are you vetoing it?
I'm vetoing this damn question. This is ridiculous. It has nothing to do with baseball.
Someone's got a second this
It had kind of something to do with baseball.
No, the baseball movie was also nominated. No,
Can we still guess?
Hey, Kevin Costner really likes baseball.
That's what I was hoping he was
he
gonna say.
does.
That's what I was hoping he was gonna say. Who was the leader? I was like, Kevin Costner. I'm gonna get a point.
Or,
Yeah, I guess you
Phil
can
Jackson,
you
or-
can guess the movie if you want.
For a
Let me
bonus.
find another question here.
Not even for a bonus. I just want to see if I can get it right. 1990. What movie?
Blade Runner. I don't know.
No, that
Tombstone.
was like late 70s.
E.T.
E.T. No. E.T. would have been
Never seen E.T.
DT came out in the '80s, didn't it?
middle 80s, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, all these 80s movies are coming to my head.
What was it, Ray?
Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh.
I wouldn't have-
Yeah, I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got
Never seen
either.
that.
Okay, so here's another question.
Does that have to do with baseball?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say kinda again.
He's
Kinda.
now he's asking the question about like 1800s baseball.
All
I
right.
got it last time.
Who was the last player aged 40 or older with a 5-hit game?
That's an interesting
That's a
question.
good question, right?
It's a good one.
So you don't want to take the first one? You can handle the second one.
I gotta guess.
I gotta guess.
All right, I got to guess.
I gotta guess.
All right, Julio Franco.
I said Ichiro.
Put Cal Ripken.
I said Pujols.
The correct answer is Chipper Jones. 5 for 5 on
wow.
7/3/2012 at the age of 40
Of
and
course.
70 days.
Wow.
Impressive. I went for a guy that played until he was 49 because I was like, he played so many games. Maybe he had a 5-hit game.
That's right.
Like, all right. All righty. I have
Anybody
two.
got one right yet?
No.
No.
No. Oh, yeah, shut out.
Wow.
All right. So earlier, I told you guys there was 4 guys that had 3,000 hits, 300 home runs, and had career batting average of 300. And I gave you one of them, which was George Brett. Who are the other ones?
What's the criteria again?
3,000 hits, 300 home runs, and a 300 batting average.
Who could it be?
Wow.
I got it.
Oh, Wade's confident.
Wait.
He's like, oh, I got it. No, wait.
Ah, fuck it. It'll work.
Well, I got 3 names.
Ray and Drew, you got somebody?
I'm writing names down. Doesn't mean they're going to be right.
How many names are you writing down?
3.
Right.
I'll say you can't put down 6 or 7.
I think there's only 2, wasn't there?
No, there was 3.
3?
Yeah, it's 3.
But you gave us one, right?
No, there was
There's
4.
4.
And I gave you
Oh.
one.
Okay. Well, fuck me.
It's a 3-parter.
Do
Yep, I got
do
one.
steroid users count?
Well, I mean, they do have stats.
Yeah, but they also have asterisks.
Well, I don't think.
Well,
Whatever.
Well.
I'll put a steroids guy because I don't know if it'll count or not.
It'll ruin part of the question, so I won't let Alex answer. It'll be fine.
Has everybody answered then?
No, I got one more to put down.
Oh, okay.
I know someone that should be on this, but he's let his average slip.
You mean Albert?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's sad.
His average is nosedived over the last 3 or 4
I'm
seasons.
glad you guys said that, because
Oh,
Oh, crap.
I thought he remembered.
Drew, shut up.
Well, I thought he know. I'm the one in the lead. You should.
That doesn't mean I don't want to catch your dad.
all right.
All right, I got 3 names.
Yeah, I do too.
Ray?
I'm still
Yep.
not right.
Drew?
Yeah, sure.
All right, what do we got?
I say Griffey, Bonds, and Bench.
I said Bonds, Musial, and Williams.
I said Griffey, Pete Rose, and Ichiro Suzuki.
Put Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Miguel Cabrera.
You got 2 of the 3. Aaron, Mays, Musial.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And so there was no steroid guys, Wade. But it's not because I discredited them. It was just because they didn't do it. Yeah. So that's a pretty elite list for George Brett to be on, though.
Yeah.
That is. Yeah.
I mean, I don't really ever put him in the category with those 3 guys, but
Yeah.
he's a talented guy. All right. Well, this week we gave out exactly 0 points, but I will go over the tallies anyway. Drew is still in the lead with 5 points. Uncle Doug has 2. Wade and I both have 1, and Ray still was 0. So, yes, we appreciate you tuning in for our 3rd baseman episode, and we would appreciate you tuning in next week for our shortstop episode. That ought to be a good one. There's some nice shortstops out there. I think we may may make some people mad or irritated next week, because I will tell you, I don't think that somebody really popular is going to make the list. But we appreciate you tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.